are you going to cry?
No, because I am. Like, you really are, and you're going to be great, Mum. And even if you do adoption, I think that's the most beautiful thing. Like, you're so selfless.
I could see
you
doing
look
that as
after
well.
everyone, and you protect. And I think that's why you were teaching for such a long time as well, is because you cared so much about the kids, and you care so much about Rocket. You're a great auntie. I don't have any siblings. You're the closest thing I have to a sibling. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on Shhh Don't Tell Mum.
I love thanks, guys. Likewise, I feel the same about you guys. I'm very grateful to have you.
Shh, don't tell Mum. Hello
and welcome to Don't Tell Mum.
My name's Barney.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is the 50th most listened to parenting podcast in
France.
And I'll tell you why, because we just came back from France. And let's be honest, right, guys? If you're listening and you're from France, hit that follow button and give us a review, because we don't want to be 50th in France. 50th? It's disgusting behaviour.
I know, but also, if you aren't from France, give it a hit of a like and a review as well, because it helps the podcast grow, and we need to grow the podcast so we can get better and better and guests on. But today we have a very important guest on our show. She's probably the most important person in my life, and you've had your most important person in your life on before.
Oh!
Who's been your best friend.
What?
But
I
this
had Bon
person...
Jovi on the podcast. When was that?
Oh my God! I'm doing his wedding this year. Not his wedding, his son's wedding.
You're under NDA.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast, Thailah Newton. Oi, oi.
What's going on? By the way, can we just really quickly touch on the fact that Jamie said, can you give us a hit of a like?
Hit
What's
of a
a hit
like?
of a like,
Guys,
Jamie?
I'm about to walk out this podcast and we haven't even started.
Listen, I didn't say anything then.
Can we just say
didn't.
something?
I
We
didn't say
have
anything
done
then.
this podcast beforehand. We've done it. We've recorded this in series 1, and they were so mean to me, I stormed out.
So when we basically first started this podcast, our podcast was done in our house. We had made a little studio in the house. And so we invited our friends on, because it's quite difficult for people that we were trying to get on as guests to go as far out as where we live, like right kind of in the south of the UK.
And
So
the sticks.
now we've set up in London, so it's easier to get to. But we had Thailah around because she was around, and we said, why don't you come on our podcast? We lasted about 20 minutes and Jamie stormed out of the podcast.
She was feeling a little bit sensitive that day. And yeah, so apparently we were ganging up on her. So Barney,
But this
Yeah.
don't be
morning...
mean today.
I'm not going to be mean today.
You're
It
the
was
instigator.
actually you.
But
So-
this morning, my mum came round, and it was like so funny because the whole family were in bed. Barney was still in bed, and they all like joined, which were my
That was
mum,
fun,
my
actually.
stepdad, the baby, Tyler, me. I was like getting my clothes ready for the shoot.
Sounds really weird.
And
We're all in bed together.
we're basically all in bed together. And then mum's like, oh, Tyler, are you going on the podcast? And then she turned around. She was like, well, don't gang up on her because
Yeah.
you both gang up on her.
I
And then
couldn't
Tyler was
believe
like,
it.
I feel like your mum's pissed off with me about something.
The accusations flown left and right at me and Tyler.
Like,
Jeez, what have
Yeah.
we done? But anyway, Tyler,
She'll get over it.
why don't you tell us from your perspective, because we know that it's going to come from Jamie's perspective at some point, your perspective of how you and Jamie first met and became so close.
Oh, I like
we
that.
actually know, like, we know the story together because we've discussed it quite recently, actually. I don't think we even discussed it up until a couple years ago, exactly when we met. And I'm talking, how many years has it been? Jesus. I don't wanna give away our
You
age.
were 8 and I was 10.
So now I'm not going to say exactly when it was because then everyone will know.
This is 20 years ago-ish.
Yeah,
20-ish.
20-ish
Ish.
years ago. 20-ish. Jamie, don't say it. I know you're still working out the maths. We've
Stop
got it,
it.
but don't worry about it.
Oh my God. It's literally longer than when my parents been married. Me and you have been friends for.
Holy guacamole. Anyway,
That is mad.
T, how'd it
It's been
happen?
a long time. So we were sitting down at a theatre school. You'd never have guessed we went to theatre school, would
No
you?
way.
Oh my God, did you go to theatre school?
So we were at a part-time theatre school and we'd just kind of been shoved back, literally, like, everyone go sit down, we're running out of time. And like pushed us all back. Sit down, they're going to do solos. And we ended up sitting next to each other. And then the head of the school came round and came right up to Jamie and was like, oh, I'd like you to try out for a solo. Would you like to do that? And Jamie was like, I don't mind. And I was looking at her and
answer to everything.
She walked away and I turned to her and I was like, I think you should go up for a solo. My mum always tells me to try and do things and put myself forward. I think you should do it. And she's looked at me and just like, really? I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, thank you. And that was the first time we ever spoke. Then I don't think I spoke to her for a while.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, and that was the beginning of a beautiful
it
friendship.
was, because then
instead it was
randomly-
like, and I didn't speak to her for ages.
Because the theatre school it was a Saturday school. So
Yeah.
we would only see each other on Saturdays.
Okay, gotcha.
And actually, she was in the afternoon. I was in the morning. My mum was an early bird and
Gotcha.
they were always late.
Oh yeah, my parents weren't early birds.
Fair play.
They
But
were rock stars.
Damn right.
my mum was getting on it every
Partying
night.
until 4 a.m. Go on, son.
No, but I just remember me going no, like fearful, and I just remember seeing Tyler, and she turned to me and she just basically was like, "You should go and try and do that solo. I know you can do it." Like just was
Gave you
there
that
already, gave me
motivation.
that motivation, and I was just like so fearful to sing, but then that person next to me that was like there supporting me.
Stranger.
Just completely
stranger.
never met this person in the world, and she was already like holding my hand and supporting me, and that's all I remember.
It's
It's
a
just
great
her,
characteristic to have, even at
yeah,
that
just
age
making
as well.
me feel so confident, even though I never did the solo because
Import Halo here.
yeah.
Import Halo here in post.
And we were doing what was it? All the kids will be screaming. You're watching this from school.
Spooks from Wild.
Spooks One Wild.
Yes,
That was a
we were.
great show.
If this was Halloween. No, I'm not going to sing it because
Oh, she almost started.
Oh, wow.
Right. So that's how you guys met. A beautiful friendship was formed, and you guys have been best friends for a very, very long time. Now, skipping to kind of like more recent times, we just got back from skiing
Yes.
literally days ago. Tyler came along
Yes.
with us because, let's be honest, we needed an extra pair of hands with Rocket, because not only did we go on a ski holiday together, there was also kind of contracts written into it to a certain degree, because we actually managed to stay at a hotel and they let us stay there for free so that we would make content for them. So we actually needed access to be able to go out, film content for the hotel with and without Rocket. So when we were going without Rocket, you had him. How was he when we were not there?
he was poorly.
Oh, he was a little
He
bit
had a
poorly.
bit of a cold, but he's an angel. I love him, obviously. He's like my little
So
nephew.
I just
My
want to like
buddy, my
tap back
pal.
a little bit
Oh, here we go. It
because
comes
no,
the
the only reason
stories.
why is because obviously it's been so many years that we've been friends, but we're not just friends. I'm an only child, and she's the closest thing to a sister I will ever have as a sister. So I just want to make sure that people realize that to Rocket, it's Auntie Tyler.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
very important. And even
gonna be
like
one
when we
confused
went to
kid.
Bali, she was there. She was by his side. Bali had to go to Indonesia for some work, so me and Tyler were alone looking after the baby. I mean, she's been there through all my mood swings, up, downs, left, right, centers, rounds.
She doesn't have many of those.
Jesus.
I don't know anybody that knows me more than this girl right
One
here.
of the reasons why I'm always so happy that Tyler comes on trips with us is because she can calm Jamie down.
She diffuses it.
She diffuses it, because otherwise it's World War III sometimes. And but yeah, no, we had an amazing time. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. And also, you got the opportunity when we were skiing to actually DJ at the top of the mountains. How was that experience
that
for you?
was-
Because we haven't
it was-
actually spoken about
No,
it.
not really. We've not had time.
No, true.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it? It was so good. We had
So good. With Rocket actually seeing us DJ as well.
Yes.
Which was really cool. Like, he
Footage
hasn't seen
inbound, by the way. Footage inbound. It's
Yeah.
going to be on our next YouTube video, which will be
it. No, they'll see it.
the week after. Yeah, so next week from now, it'll be that episode will come out.
Yeah, but we've got a special guest episode and that's coming live next week, and then this will go live, so it will already be out.
So this weekend, you're going to get to see that episode. Sorry, working ahead of time.
It's hard to do that when you work ahead, but it has been an incredible trip. We've never ever DJ'd on the mountains. And yeah, it was an experience, wasn't it?
It was amazing. So now I've DJ'd on a desert
Damn.
Yeah.
and in the mountains.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I just need to go. You've DJ'd on the sea many a time.
Many a time.
I've not done that
So-
yet on a boat.
I taught Tyler to DJ. She was a dance teacher, and then she was singing and she was doing her
Head of
music. And
drama.
I was like, you know what? You are so good at your music. You know so much of my music. Most of the time of me doing gigs right at the beginning of my career, 10 years prior, Tyler was next to me. And if I had to do hip hop, she was there being like, play this, play that, play this. Because I am not well versed in hip hop, I would say. And she was definitely more into that kind of genre. And then I was like, you should just learn to DJ. So in lockdown, I taught her how to DJ, to do a little bit of DJing, and we made it into a little career. So she left her dance job, she started DJing, which is really cool, and now she's brought us to this beautiful place, TYX, where she is also the social media manager, which is a really cool job. So this is what Thailah does. Are you enjoying it? Are you liking this new life?
I
Puff?
hate it. No,
I
matter
knew
what
it.
happens. I hate this place. In fact, I'm leaving. No, I love it here. I love it here. I don't know whether you've caught the vibe yet already, but it's such an amazing community here.
That's nice. No,
Big
that
up
is cool.
TYX.
It gets busy as well, man. Like when we came in for the first time to kind of
was
suss
quiet.
out the studio, it was like towards the end of the day, it was quite quiet. Coming in here in the middle of the day, it's like packed.
Heaving. We
People
walked
are
in
wanting
and everyone's
to
like,
work
whoa.
as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it depends on the day, but sometimes it's super heaving and there's this real buzz and vibe. And then you've got days like, especially on Fridays, people where there's not so many offices around here open, but the whole of the area, the whole of Tile Yard,
Yeah.
it's such a cool community and people are so up for meeting people and creative, and it's just really nice. It's like a real warm
Love it's like, I
environment.
love a creative space for
Yeah.
creative people,
because
especially
we're not
when you.
the same as other people.
No, when you have access to all of this like amazing equipment as well, that like to help you with your creative process, whether it's DJ decks, camera equipment, mics, whatever it is, definitely helps out a lot. But yeah, I think that back to kind of our little ski trip that we did, we had such an amazing time having you there. One of the reasons why you didn't actually get involved in the skiing was because last time we took you skiing, which was
I broke my leg.
3 years ago.
3 years
my
before
leg.
we had
She tore her
Rocket.
ACL.
I tore my ACL, yeah.
Ooh.
And then rather than complain about the pain,
Because she doesn't complain. Thailah is like the easiest going person. This is probably
Very
why
true.
we work
Yeah.
so well.
rather than complain or make an issue out of it, I just hopped around for the next 4 days.
And we were just like, oh, she's bruised herself. It's easy. Nothing's going on. And then when she actually went to hospital and got it x-rayed, she had torn her ACL.
Grade 3
months
tear, fully
later.
torn my
Like,
ACL.
ages later. She's
Ages
like
later.
hobbling around with this like swollen knee. And we were like, this looks like a pretty bad bruise. Do you want to go skiing today? And she's like, no, I don't want to go skiing.
But you know what? It was when
Yeah.
she did it on the slope. So we were coming off the gondola and we went to go to like the...
Folie douce, which if
Folie
you know
douce.
skiing, you know that it is the place to
Yeah.
go. It is the bar.
And it's not that far. It was literally one ski lift up. So she does a turn, and as she turns, she went and
she
then
just
like
fell.
twist. Anyway,
I rolled.
Oh,
I
you
rolled with
rolled.
my skis on.
it wasn't even till later. So I was like, it's fine. So I picked up her skis. We went into the restaurant. We had food. Then when we left, you put the skis back on. You went, something's not right. You were already feeling the pain, but it just kind of like... She got like not even a quarter of the way down and she was like, I can't do this. And I'm standing there with my hands on my hips. The boys have gone off. They've gone ahead of us. And
Everyone's
I'm
just like, hurry
waiting,
up.
waiting.
You can do this. You're scared.
I
Oh my
looked and
God.
I was like, shit, it's been 45 minutes. Like she still hasn't even like passed this like tiny section. You guys had gone. And I came up and she had, bless her heart, she was basically in tears being like, I physically cannot go move my legs. And I saw this guy. I saw this guy who's one of the trainers, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but at the time we didn't know she'd hurt herself. I was like, she's so terrified of skiing. She fell over just recently, and she's, hurt herself. Can you help her down? So he stuck her in between her legs and skied her all the way down, and then
Bless him. He was in the middle of a
in the middle of a
session as
yeah.
well, a ski session.
He was teaching people.
being paid 1-to-1. She was good though. She
was she a
came
good
down
skier?
like it was obviously just like I have a teacher to teach me how to ski.
Yeah.
And that's me like, I can't make it down. Somebody
Hobbling.
help me. Somebody help me.
with her knee. And then, we found out. And then it was really swollen. We only found out about 3 months later that she'd ripped her ACL. But
NHS.
NHS. So, but you never ever got an operation on it, did you? You just recovered naturally. It was a recovery.
Well, there wasn't much choice because when I went to see when I finally got an appointment to see the specialist, they were like, I think you need to try and, just go through the last bit of physio and see if you can actually do it without an operation. Because once the operation is done, you can't reverse it. And I was like, what?
What is the operation?
They have to reattach the ligament.
So is it being reattached, do you think? Or
So
does it always
with a lot
stay?
of people, with young people,
Yeah.
Wasn't that funny? With young people,
That's good.
The ligament can kind of reattach itself, and they say, like, because obviously I wanted to dance again. I was tap dancing with crutches. I was teaching kids how to tap dance on crutches, which I wish there was videos for, actually. But I'm actually pleased because another friend of mine had an operation on her knee with her ligaments, and they'd reattached it wrong. And then she had to have another. And obviously, every time you have an operation, it puts you out.
That's why my dad never had his shoulder put back into his
Socket.
Because it would have had to be reattached again and weakened
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so in a way, I'm really pleased.
Why am I so
but I
squeamish?
do.
You really are. You've
Yeah.
seen me birth my baby. Like, I don't understand where this has come from.
Yeah.
That
I'm
must have
just
been a
so
great
squeamish
sight.
now, mate. Like, Jesus.
You were
like,
going to
I
be
thought
there
what's
for
going
the
on?
next birth. We couldn't because of COVID. She couldn't be there for the birth. But honestly, Tyler's going to be there for the birth. Can't wait.
Of
Excited.
what? The birth of what?
By the way, Barney, we're breaking
What
it too.
baby?
She's pregnant. Imagine.
That's how we did our announcement.
Imagine.
No, we are
I
not
did
pregnant
know
yet.
before Barney, actually.
Yeah, you did.
And she found out
I
before.
was like the last to know. My mum knew. Like, everyone bloody knew.
Well, your mum turned around and was like, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it?" Because we were moving house when it happened.
That is the exact response she would have given as well. Like, yeah, maybe.
Just stressed me out even
What?
more. And then I took pregnancy tests, and then I took 7 more because I really didn't believe I was pregnant. I think I'd spent his first year of tuition fees on pregnancy tests, just checking if I was pregnant. And then Barney was away for 6 weeks. So I was like, well, when he gets back, because Barney goes away quite a lot, maybe you have a second relationship. Maybe he has a second relationship, like
He
abroad or
works
something.
abroad.
I
That's
know.
what he
Work,
does.
mate.
Every month. Every
time
year.
She's like, oh, what if he's doing something?
No. But anyway,
You are
6
on holiday.
months.
You're away way more than Barney.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I go away for a day and then come
But
back.
you go away to the same people. So you're probably, you know.
Yeah, playing with their
cultivating.
little sausages.
What the fuck? Like, I was literally going to say, like, cultivating relationships, and she's talking about playing with sausages. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm
there's
vegan.
no filter. You're not vegan.
Anyway, so he was away for 6 weeks. Let's go back. And I had to tell him, and I was like, shit, when he gets back, I'll already have been 2.5 months pregnant. I have to tell him over FaceTime. So I had to tell the father of my baby that I was having a baby over FaceTime.
did.
But I didn't want to just go, by the way, we're pregnant. I wanted to do something special. So I bought a baby suit that said.
That said, player 3 has entered the game. And I was
Which is
like,
really cute.
that's a really
And
cool
you
way
went,
of thinking.
you were like, what does it say? I was like, it's a baby grow. Get the picture.
And then I had mild anxiety and a mild panic attack.
What did you
whilst
think
in
when
the
I
middle of my
told
job.
you, Tyler? Because I mean, a lot of friends, obviously, we've been best friends for such a long time. And I've heard in the past, a lot of friends feel like, oh God, I'm going to lose my friend. They get a bit of fear
true,
enters.
actually, yeah.
Did you get any kind of emotion when I told you that I was pregnant?
Yeah, I thought, oh God, I'm going to become a nanny.
Yeah,
No, I'm joking.
I knew you were going to say that.
No.
It's so true as well. It's so true.
Oh, here comes all the
Here we
babysitting.
go.
No,
Here we
no,
go.
no. I was excited for you. No, like I think I've had a few friends have babies, and you know there is a part of the friendship that you do lose because they're not as accessible to you. You can't just pick up the phone and be like, "Let's go out and have a party." You can't do that.
But we had.
But in a way, you grow. You meet another part of them. You find, you know, you see them as a mother or as a father, and you like it becomes a whole new thing. And actually, in a way, it's strengthened our bond because I've become your nanny.
She hasn't become the nanny. You are just exactly
the
how a
nanny.
sister would be.
I
think.
I think that like a good thing to maybe ask you from a third party perspective in some ways is kind of what do you think are our best and worst qualities as parents? Because you're like kind of being the nanny on like trips, things like that. What's my best and worst quality as a parent, and what's Jamie's best and worst quality as a parent?
I'm the fun parent. You are the strict
Am I
parent.
the bar humbug?
A little bit.
I mean, I'm
But in different
I
occasions.
will let the third party decide.
Okay,
actually,
yeah.
not to you,
Okay, let's zip it up.
Mrs. Wellies.
It's easy. I mean, the easiest thing to say about you guys, the worst trait, is the same, is that you let him get away with everything and then he doesn't know his boundaries. So you'll be like, say please once and he won't say please and you'll be like, oh, okay, here you go. I got him saying please on that holiday
You
in
did.
5 days.
You did.
Because I wouldn't give
you
in.
You don't care.
And I don't give in. But you guys are just like, he's never going to eat otherwise. You give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
exactly
true.
It's
Oh
so true.
no, that's so painful to hear because it's so true.
But
no, it's not
listen-
that painful. Actually, I would say though, as a counter argument to that, I would say when we're at home in our environment at home, I don't believe he gets away with as much. But when we were away, it was kind of just like a let's just get it done attitude. A little bit
think
more.
also
'cause we were always on the go.
Your schedules are so busy.
Yeah.
I don't know how you manage it. I like have a half a day in bed and then I've got like a DJ set in the evening and something to do. I'm like, oh my God, I've got so much to do. You guys are like, we've got 7 I don't know, trips to do in 3 days.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
got-
it's true.
We've got to film this amount of content. We've got to edit this amount of content.
Yeah.
It's,
Jamie's
it's
got
hard.
a contract with XYZ and she's got to have these mixes done. And
Yeah.
Barney's then flying out to Poland for half a day and
Yeah.
back. And he's got to be at the opposite end of, like he's got to go from Gatwick to Heathrow and be there in 2 hours.
I feel like as
That's
a
your
parent,
lives.
you definitely end up going. You prioritize your time so much better. And now I look back at my pre-baby days, and I was like, Jesus, I had so much time on my hands.
Yeah, I
What
was
the
so
fuck
chilled.
did I do?
Yeah.
Because honestly, the amount of time and what we do now, we do more now than we've ever done before, and it's almost like, squeeze it in because
Yeah.
you're trying to, everything you earn, you put in a pot for your baby, and then you're like, that's going to go to my baby's tuition, It's hard. Like, we're doing so much more now than we were when we didn't have
Yeah,
babies.
I think that when I had, when I could kind of play Call of Duty or whatever till my heart's content, I got bored of playing the game because I was like, especially as it was kind of COVID before we had him.
Bah
But
humbug.
I was just
got
like,
bored
no.
playing my game.
No, so I'm saying like I play my game so I got bored. Now I'm like so excited when I actually get an hour or two to play a video game because it's just so rare.
I feel the same with Sims.
You don't play The Sims anymore.
Not anymore, but
At
I
all.
did.
No,
I
but
loved
you
it.
get to go next
I
door
do that
and
with
play
my
and
real
like
life.
create music. Like creating music for you is your way to decompress. The funny thing is, when someone comes into a room and I'm shouting like, "He's on your left! He's on your left! Oh, there's a grenade! Oh, revive me!" or whatever. It sounds like it's stressful, but actually, funnily enough, playing video games is the way that I unwind.
Is it like
And
me on the Peloton?
Is it like you on the? No, because you don't. You're
I'm
not.
like, come on, let's go. That's what you're like when you play games.
Yeah, but you're still physically exerting yourself. I mean, like when I'm playing games, it's a way to switch off my mind.
I see.
Even though my mind is working, it's still switching off because I'm just relaxing and doing something that I want to
Which
do.
I found with skiing. I found that with
Skiing's
skiing.
bloody
you
amazing.
switch off your brain, and actually, Rocket went on his first skiing lesson, which
He
is mad.
did?
You can start skiing at the age of 2, and he literally just turned 2. So we just made the cut for him going skiing, didn't
Oh
we?
my
It
God, the
was
videos
very
of that are
cute.
going to be hilarious.
Tyler,
Again, you're going
did
to
you
see
like
that this
that?
weekend. It's bloody fantastic. Make sure that you message us on itsthebanksters@gmail.com if your kids started skiing under the age of 2, because I didn't see anyone younger than Rocket. Everyone looked a bit older and I was a bit concerned, and actually chucked him in the skis, put him down a green slope, and he loved it.
His little laugh, he was just like,
Daredevil.
as he's like skiing straight at you and he's just laughing his head off.
Can't turn, but hey ho.
Yeah, how did I find it?
He just learned to walk.
Bloody hell.
How did I find him skiing? To be honest, I was jealous. Okay, I'm not going to lie. He can ski and I fucking can't, so I was very jealous.
I honestly think she's a snowboarder, but she still didn't get on the snowboards. And I was like, you can use the snowboards. Just try. I think you're either a snowboarder or a skier. What do you guys think? I'll put it in a poll. Are you a skier or are you a snowboarder?
To be fair, we didn't really have any time.
Yeah, we didn't
Between
really have
like the
huge
2
amounts of
DJ
time.
sets, filming
All the
content,
filming, yeah.
going to 2 different locations,
Yeah.
2 different hotels.
Yeah.
in 5 days.
We barely found time to eat, to be fair, during that
Yeah.
entire situation. But
We definitely found
by the
time
way,
to eat.
you've told us what our worst quality is. As
Yeah, I
parents.
wanted to say the best one, and you started
What's our
rambling on
best
about
one?
something else.
Individually, we both let him get away with things. Okay, I would say that's more top heavy when we're away rather than at home. Although probably at home it
Yeah.
still does happen to us. Like
Adding
So-
notes, guys. Sorry.
It still definitely does.
Go on then.
But you guys,
Individually.
individually, the best qualities. He's got such a great sense of humor, and I think that comes from just the fact you guys are both so fun as well. You're so fun in your own ways. Jamie, you're so silly, and there's such silly moments. And Barney, I think you really embrace how small he is, and I think it comes across way more when I watch you with him than when I watch you with him. But that doesn't mean to say you're not embracing that he's small. I just mean like you play and have a lot of fun with him, and I think more so I see in you how you're like, he's so small, and you want to kind of capture that moment and keep it while it's here.
Okay.
Whereas
Fair
I see
enough.
with you just the fun and the silliness a lot. And
Yeah.
that's why you are, like you say, the bad parent, because you're just
Two
like,
peas in a pod vibes.
like you say, don't do that. And then you'll be like, shall we just do it anyway? Let's just do it
Shall we
anyway.
do it anyway? That is so you. You know what though? It's funny to see it from a third person perspective as well, because I do actually see that as well. And I think that for you, we always discuss this when we first had him as well. Jamie would ask me questions like, what do you think is going to be the best stage of, our kid for you? Like, what do you think you're going to thrive in? And I always said that I would thrive in like the really early, like the infant to toddler stage. And I said to Jamie that she would thrive in the toddler to like, let's say
Being
4
a
or
child.
5-year-old stage. Like,
yeah.
the fun, the let's get messy, all that kind of
that
stuff
was
is
so
way
funny when
better
he was
with
a
Jamie.
baby and we were like getting really dirty with the food. I was like, touch the food, feel it, everything. And Bart's like fear in his face.
I've
like,
just got the cloth out with the Dettol, and I'm like,
but then
here
he's
we go
not
again.
that clean. And I'm just like, why are you like this? Like, get him dirty. And he's like, oh, I know. And now he has this, Rocket has this weird obsession. I don't know which grandmother it's come from, but he's like, my hands, dirty,
Yeah,
dirty,
clean
hands, clean
It's
hands.
your mum. What do you mean you don't know which one it is?
Well, it's
He
either or.
cleans her hands. His hands
Yeah,
every
but
time.
your mum is clean as
Yeah,
well.
my
They're
mum's
both
also OCD
clean.
cleaning.
So I mean, I
Sorry?
don't know which
Both.
grandparent they got it from.
Who's the OCD clean one?
No, I'm the organised one. So funny though this morning. So I think I'm
yesterday,
organised.
doing the fridge.
Christine
Oh.
comes in and she's like in my wardrobe and she's slating me, going, "This should be like this. That should be like that."
Most organised wardrobe I've ever seen.
And Tyler looks
Most
at
organised wardrobe.
looks at me and she's
telling
like, "This is hilarious because she finds me really organised, but my mother." Oh my God, the insults that were coming out of her mouth about me being
She was
unorganised.
going, why would you put a box in a box? Because she's got shoe boxes, like plastic clear front shoe boxes in her wardrobe to put her shoes into. I'm like,
Well, that's to organise the shoes. Anyway, that's just
I know.
me being organised. So yeah, anyway, it just made me laugh because I was just like, it is funny how people are just so different. Like people see me as the really organised one, but my mum would be like, she's so not organised for her.
Yeah, I guess that I saw a thing recently of a stand-up comedian talking about mums with boys and mums with daughters and how different it is. And
It is
mum
very
with
different. Yeah.
mums with boys are like, are you okay? Can I get you anything? Don't worry, you don't have to leave. You don't have to stand up. I'll do everything for you. Give me a kiss. Let me get you a sandwich. Is there anything you need? And then with a girl, it's like, you look fat in those jeans.
But honestly, it's like
true.
how
Damn,
so many
savage.
times.
I feel like I can relax with my mum because she does everything. She's just like, she just organises it, does the washing. I don't know how mums manage to do so many loads of washing and then fold it.
We do
and steam
too.
it.
And I'm like, that was an ordeal. That was an ordeal.
I
How
know.
can people do 5? How can people
A
wash
day.
towels after 2
It's
uses?
9
I don't know.
a.m. in
It's
the morning.
just me,
she's
and
done
I
them all.
can't even do everything for myself. I swear to God.
But is there any advice, Ty?
Maybe I should become a mum. Maybe I'll be like superhuman.
Woo!
Is there any advice that you would give future friends when their best friends are having babies?
Yeah, as in being the friend. So like, what would you have done? Would you have done anything differently? Like if
you
you had it a second
support
time
me
round?
any
if we
differently?
had Roquito number 2.
I'm not going to say that.
What?
No, go on.
You say don't do it. Run.
No, I was going to say be very sensitive towards them when they've just had the baby. I would say 8 months after they've had the baby.
8 months? That's a long time.
Well, their hormones are readjusting. I think I really offended Jamie, and it was 6 months after he was born, I think.
What'd you say?
Oh, yeah. It lagged on for ages. Now I'm over it, but it definitely dragged on.
Yeah.
And it comes up in conversations.
And
I'm over
we
it
had
now.
a screaming match in Amsterdam about it.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
So basically...
Did you tell me about this?
No, I mean, it literally lasted 2 seconds. But like all our arguments.
Yeah. So basically, we were walking along and we were walking along in an outlet near your house, and there was this dress, and Jamie goes, I would never normally like that dress, but how nice is that dress? And it was somewhere like Hobbs, which is stereotypically
like a
mummy,
older generation brand. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, it's because you're a mum now. Well,
Oh,
if
shit.
there was fucking the worst thing you could say, that I wish I could have just had the world swallow me up there and then, because Jamie literally turned to me and she was like,
a mum.
how fucking dare you say that to me? I was in the middle of this shopping centre I didn't mean
'cause you're
to
a mum.
offend you. It was a joke, and you are a mum now. I think there was a massive transition period for you, particularly because you have gone, you're fully a businesswoman. You're such a boss bitch, and you've worked your way.
Aww.
You were in a massive, almost on the brink of being massive girl band. And before that, you were rocking your own career. And then you became this superstar DJ. Created your own podcast, engineering company, wink, wink, if anyone needs a new job to it, and just maybe out of a job. And then you, and then you went into something that you've never been involved. If I'd become a mum first, I've worked with kids all my life. It's nothing new to me.
It was so new to me.
But it was so new to you. You've never had a baby brother or sister. It was like a whole new world. Cue the Disney song.
Gotcha.
And then not only did you enter that, but you were scared about losing your position in show business, where you don't really, or hadn't up until this point, seen mothers of huge careers.
It's
It's
rare.
so
Very
generally,
rare.
Unless you're looking for it, it is really hard to find it. And that's why a lot of, mums do something in the parenting field or do birthing plans for women or supporting women in some way, because it feels like a very, very lonely space.
Yeah.
And then the generations skip as well. So the next generation, they'll be entering it and they'll look for it and they won't find people their age in it. Somebody has to do it.
It's almost like the people that are super famous in what they do in a creative space, that are parents, that are women, like their mothers, were already famous before they then got pregnant. So then it they just maintain that status of
Or their careers end because they have babies.
Well, it was
Because
like
they wanna
Alice in
put their-
Wonderland, right? She was huge before she got pregnant, but she was too scared to tell people she was pregnant
Or
in
even
case people
trying.
treated her differently, right? And
I
that's
think,
scary.
and that's a massive thing. But I also think, they might choose to leave their careers in order to enter this motherhood thing and full throttle. And like you say, you were too scared to kind of leave your career behind. So for the first 6 months, you went back up to work. What, after
6 weeks
after 6 weeks, and
Yeah, I
you
worked myself on the gig 3 weeks.
3
3
weeks.
3 weeks
It
after.
was 3 weeks afterwards I did a gig because I was so
I
scared
feel
that
like
we
we've
wouldn't
spoken
earn
about
money.
this 10 times.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have.
6
So
weeks.
sorry for the people that are religious in the podcast, but it's a big deal. But another thing is, I feel like you need to. I have had to have conversations with friends, sometimes going I'm a mum now and things do change, but also don't treat me any differently because I am a mum now, because I even did it with my friends. I would treat them differently or say not invite them to a party because I thought, they've got their baby looking after. It could be a very lonely space and you still want to have those enjoyments as a friend. So just that's a little reminder for friendships.
Yeah.
You've never put me in that position. You've always made me feel a part of it and involved me in everything. And also come over and stayed with me and fed me, and the amount of times Thailah has been there for when Barney has been away on jobs, even if your husband works a 9 to 5 and is never there in the day, having that friend there that is just
A support system.
A support system is honestly what every person needs, that one friend that will help you and support you. And you've just been an absolute gold angel for
Gold
us.
stars.
You have
50 gold stars
You've
for
supported
Thailand.
me so much.
I
And
am
because
amazing. Should we talk about more about how
the
I'm
thing
amazing
is,
in many other
the
ways?
thing is, I have
I'm
to
amazing.
say, is that people who have kids, often your friends think that the best thing they can do is like leave you alone to really
Yeah,
like
that's so true.
to bask in like the brilliance that is the fact that you've had a kid, and to just enjoy the moment. And actually, you know, maybe after the first 2 weeks, because that 2 week period is you're establishing a connection with your kid, and you know you're learning the ropes. I'd say as soon as after 2 weeks, just really think about reaching out and just saying, hey, just want to let you know, is there anything you need? Well, even if it's food, like an extra pair of hands to help out with anything like nappies and stuff, that goes a long way rather than someone like sending an outfit just to be
But you
like,
know what as well?
congratulations.
It's
Like,
true.
you turn up for your friends, show up for them.
Yeah, you
That's
should.
a big deal.
Absolutely true. However, just be careful with who it is, because a
Yeah.
lot of people deal with it differently. Some people
Of course.
do. Well,
Want
you guys
that
are very
isolation.
open with
Yeah.
me as well. But
But I
think
mean,
some
reach
people,
out and just
yeah,
ask.
just
I don't
ask.
mean like turn up. I
That's
mean like
true.
reach out and be like, do you need anything?
Yeah.
Do you need food? Do you need guidance? Do you need assistance? Do you need someone to help do the school run for your other kids while you have an infant? Or, you know, if there's something that they're having to do while they've just had an infant, to help out with that, whether it's move house.
So
or
there's a
whatever.
quote-
We were moving house when she was pregnant. So.
there was a quote that somebody wrote, and it was like, this is not true. When you become a mum, you'll only ever want to hang out with other mums. And then it says, let's hear it for the friends that don't have children but love spending time with you and your children, because you're all just children when you're together and the age gap is non-existent.
Well, we are still children.
We are literally still children. And then
We are all.
one of my
What you talking about,
One of my
bruh?
best friends turned around the other day and she went, I don't think I have one of these friends. Is that really sad?
Oh, that is sad.
And it made me
is.
go like, oh, just like, it's hard because, and a lot of people don't get it when you're one of the first. And I feel like we were one of the first out of our friends to have babies. So it has been a big transition, but having the support of good friends there to help the transition has been a massive help in the transition.
Is there anything that
How
you
many
were
times can you say
scared
children?
to talk to us about, or scared to help with, or scared to get involved in?
Yeah.
When we like had Rocket and like in that kind
No,
of journey.
absolutely. Now, I don't think so. Obviously, because with newborn babies, I've not had that much experience with them. So definitely, I remember holding and being like,
What do I do? Yeah.
am I holding his head right?
Holding a potato.
I held a couple of newborns, but nothing, not as frequently as I saw Rocket. I think I still want to give you guys a space to parent the way you parent. Like, I would never say
You're doing it wrong.
you're doing it wrong, or, even though I think your boundaries are sometimes
She
very
does do
lenient.
that to me though this morning. Don't tell him off like that. Don't tell him off.
No, it's because you kind of follow my lead a little bit.
Oh, we definitely
so
do.
as soon as I say to him, so Rocket basically took the banana and threw it on he wanted the banana to eat for breakfast, and then instead of eating it, he took a bit of it, said it was too big, so we broke it up, and then he threw it on the floor.
You went, ew.
So my first thing was, no, we don't do that with food. We don't throw the banana on the floor. And so Jamie saw me do that and went, no, pick it up now. Pick it up now.
Miss
And I was
Trunchbull
like,
coming in.
Jake, calm down.
Rocket is
He
so
just-
like immune to being to the shouts. He just looked at me like,
I was like,
Oh, so
don't
yeah,
necessarily.
it's like a
we're
guidance
treating
thing.
him. We're teaching him it's wrong, but we don't want to chastise him for it because he'll get scared. Like, he's never gonna. Like,
Yeah.
obviously he shouldn't throw food, but we need to teach him why we shouldn't throw food rather than be like,
Stop it!
food.
Don't do that!
Suddenly
Yeah.
he's involved in a food fight and he's like,
I feel like when you're not the mother though, you have way more patience than the mother. I feel like
you
that's
probably
a fact.
get more sleep.
Also,
Not
he
sleep
knows that
deprived.
he knows that our boundaries are kind of like they can be soft. So it's like whenever he's with Auntie Tyler, he kind of chills, and then as soon as we walk in the room, he's like, I want my
Mummy.
dummy, I want chocolate, I want that, and Tyler's like, he wasn't like this before. We're like, shit, it's because of us. We need to be more firm but not
Yeah.
mean.
Do you-
Firm but not
But
mean.
at the same time, you're going to parent the way you parent, and he's going to be the way he is. and you've just got to
But I don't
learn
want
to work.
bring up an arsehole.
So I know in the past, because we've known each other for such a long time, I know in the past you have said over the years, you've said, I don't want to be a mum, I want to just do me. Do you think that's changing now as you're getting older?
I don't know. Like, that's not okay. So to a certain degree, you're right. That's true, but it was because one of my gay best friends, he always said to me like how, and he's a very funny person, but he always used to be like, "Oh, having children. People say it's the most selfless thing you can do, but it's just like that you're saying." I just want to see a little one of us running around. He's just adding to the world another person with fucked up issues. So,
Jesus.
I know.
And that put you
as
off
an
for life.
impressionable 20-year-old, I was like, maybe you're right. But this world isn't very nice and we're adding to it. So that kind of like traumatized me and stuck with me.
Aww.
But then I also thought there are so many children that do need love. And then I thought, actually, I'd love to mother somebody, but why do I have to necessarily birth them? There are so many kids that need love that I'd love to adopt kids. And I haven't had the opportunity yet. But, you know, I don't know, because it's also a massive experience that I'd never feel like.
Sure, the actual like carrying and birthing.
Carrying and birthing. And for some people, they can't go through that for whatever physiological reason.
Sure.
So if I ever, I don't know. I mean, at the moment, there's not a man out there that I think that I could have kids with. So you're all fucking useless, okay, Barney? So fuck off.
No, you know what it is though? I feel like it can change really frigging quickly. And I had this conversation with my mate the other
Can you
day.
meet someone today?
Okay.
So that's the thing. Like my friend was saying, she had a 8-year-old, and she was still on and off with her ex baby dad for years and years, and then she met a guy, and then that year they were engaged, and by the end of the year she was pregnant, and then she was nearly 40, and now she has 2 kids with the guy, and they're happily married. So it can really change so fast. You just never know what's around the corner.
It's not too late for you, Tyler. You're not dried up yet.
All I'm saying is I think you would be you're an exceptional friend, but I think you'd be an exceptional mother.
Yeah, I really think you would. All jokes aside,
you'd be such a good mummy.
You'd be a great mum.
Because you've been such a good part of me, like teaching me things, and like as a friend, like I'm getting emotional.
She's going.
Yeah,
oh my God, are you gonna cry?
No, because I am. Like you really are, and you're gonna be great, mum. And even if you do adoption, I think that's the most beautiful thing. Like you're so selfless.
I could see
you
doing
look
that
after
as well.
everyone, and you protect. And I think that's why you were teaching for such a long time as well, is because you cared so much about the kids, and you care so much about Rocket. You're a great auntie. I don't have any siblings. You're the closest thing I have to a sibling. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on Shhh Don't Tell Mum.
I love. Thanks, guys.
all right.
Likewise, I feel the same about you guys. I'm very grateful to have you.
I'm like, what she said. I reciprocate.
Shut up, broski.
So we'll end the episode on 20 questions. Go. Do you have one?
Oh no, they were doing this all the time in skiing, and they always got to the last
games.
question because they were so shit at
Tyler
it.
loves games, right? And so the only game that we could think of while we were away was 20 questions, because we couldn't be asked to bring cards, couldn't be asked to bring a board game. So with a quick game of 20 questions, have you thought of someone?
Yeah.
Oh, you have already. Jamie, you go first. Go.
Is it a girl?
No.
Am I dead?
Oh fuck. I don't know.
Ooh, could be old. Could be old. Okay, so man who's possibly old. Am
Everyone
I old?
is switched off the podcast
go on,
right now.
Go on. Speed round, Jamie.
Is it a musician?
No.
Is it an actor?
No.
Oh,
Porn star?
No.
am I older than 50?
Yes.
Oh,
Man older than 50,
Might
not a
be dead.
musician.
Not a
Might be dead,
musician.
not
Possibly
sure.
dead.
Oh, who can
is
it be?
dead or isn't dead?
Possibly.
Possibly. Oh, you're terrible.
Is he a tech Mongol?
a Mongol?
Mongol?
Who's a tech Mongol?
I'm not laughing at that.
Is it?
I'm
Genghis
storming
Khan?
out.
It's a Mongol. over the
No,
age of
he's
50.
not involved of tech.
Artist in some sort of way.
No.
Ooh. Oh,
No.
don't give me that. President.
Nah.
Author?
Political leader.
No. No.
Fictional.
No.
Real person. Over 50. Might be dead. Man. Keep going. Do I have a beard?
No. No. No.
Oh my God, it's Santa
She's
Claus.
so bad. This is a yes/no.
It's Santa Claus.
Santa's not dead. Keep going.
No, but
Maybe-
that's
what
she
else
doesn't
can we
know.
ask? Come on, quick.
Not Santa Claus.
Athletic person.
Nah.
Crap.
Well, he's not an actor. He's not an artist. He's not an author. He's not.
Have you picked someone really
president.
bloody
He's not a porn
complicated?
star.
Is it Dave from down the road?
I don't know who the fuck Dave is.
Good.
I'll accept the rapper.
Yeah, it could be the
Oh,
rapper.
Dave.
Not him. He's not
Dave.
him. He's not old.
Okay. Old, might
Well,
be
he's not a
dead, might not
singer.
be dead.
Oh,
Might
is
not
it a rapper?
No.
Oh, it's not a musician or an actor or a political leader.
Wasted a question.
What is going on? And not fictional.
Is it an
Non-fiction.
influencer?
Definitely non-fiction. No,
Not an influencer?
not non-fiction.
Influ-
Okay, guys,
Influencer?
we've
No,
definitely
not
reached
an
21
influencer.
questions. Thank you
Oh,
so much for
wait,
coming
no.
on.
No,
Shush,
you
don't
gotta
tell our
finish
podcast.
it.
We can't finish
Wait,
it.
look.
Art it like
I'll
a
give you-
painter. Composer.
No, look at what I'm doing.
Newsreader. Trevor
Oh.
Noah. Trevor McDonald.
Hey,
Oh,
it's Trevor
Trevor
McDonald.
I thought she was just tossing someone off there on her
And
knee.
on that note, thank you so much for listening or watching this episode of Shhh Don't Tell Mum. If you want to watch it, go over
That's how I
to
don't
our
get
YouTube
pregnant.
channel, Shhh Don't Tell Mum, or go over to our
Well, what? I wasn't listening.
Spotify, Shhh Don't Tell Mum, which, by the way, we are changing to Don't Tell Mum, so you can find us easier. Tyler, you've been freaking amazing. Thank
I
you so
didn't
much.
get kicked off this one.
You didn't get kicked off this one. High five. Foot, do it.
my ski
do
boots,
it.
'cause I still haven't been
do
home.
it.
We love you, T. Thank you so much for coming on the Shush Don't Tell Mum podcast.
Thank you for having me, guys. Love you long
Hi
time.
to the 5. Love you long time. See you soon. Shh.